The Backrooms, a vast, eerie idea that has captivated the internet for years. Originating from a single image and a creepypasta that emerged on an online message board, 4chan, it has since expanded into an intricate mythos with countless levels, entities, and theories. A strange and alien concept, the Backrooms has taken the internet by storm since its inception, bringing phenomena such as liminal space into the limelight. But what makes the Backrooms so intriguing and interesting? Joined today by my co-host Nick, we're going to explore the depths of the Backrooms Rabbithole and peek into the other side of the void. Welcome to the Backrooms Iceberg. Level 9. Level 9 is one of the original discovered levels of the Backrooms. Nicknamed the Darkened Suburbs, or simply just the Suburbs, it appears as a seemingly infinite suburban neighborhood stuck in perpetual night. The houses are mostly abandoned, though some may contain entities lurking inside. These entities are said to avoid locations with more luminosity, waiting for prey to pass by. The dark streets are filled with an eerie silence, making this level a deeply unsettling experience for wanderers. No colonies or outposts exist on level 9, and with its rough terrain, cracks in the road, general disrepair, and decrepit homes, it proves to be a more dangerous level than most general levels of the Backrooms. Level 9 fits at the top of the iceberg due to it being the last of the most well-known grouping of levels. Its dangerous features and interesting setting make it a fascinating entry onto this tier, and a notable entry overall. Aging in the Backrooms. Aging in the Backrooms is an unsettling phenomenon that defies conventional logic. Time itself appears inconsistent across levels, with some areas accelerating the aging process while others seemingly halt it entirely. Wanderers have reported staying in the Backrooms for what feels like decades, only to return to the front rooms and realize no time has passed at all. Certain levels, such as level 365 and various time-distorted areas, are rumored to cause unnatural aging. Some explorers claim to have seen individuals who have withered away in mere days, while others tell of people trapped for centuries, unchanged by time. Additionally, some theorists suggest that aging in the Backrooms doesn't always follow a linear path. Instead, some may experience periods of rapid aging followed by sudden reversals, causing an unnatural and disorienting experience. This concept ranks near the top of the iceberg because, while not widely discussed, it raises disturbing implications about the nature of existence within the Backrooms. If time is unstable, then what does it mean to truly escape? And for those who age beyond recognition, do they ever truly leave? The front rooms. The front rooms refer to the reality outside of the Backrooms, the normal world, the one we all know. Unlike the Backrooms' endless liminal landscapes, the front rooms are structured, consistent, and bound by familiar rules of time and physics. For those trapped in the Backrooms, the front rooms represent home, a place they long to return to. However, some theorists suggest that the distinction between the front rooms and the Backrooms is not as clear-cut as it seems. Some claim that the occasional glitches in reality, déjà vu, missing time, or forgotten places are signs that the two worlds are connected. Others believe that people in the front rooms unknowingly interact with the Backrooms without ever realizing it, through dreams, strange coincidences, or sudden feelings of being watched. The idea of the front room sits near the top of the iceberg because it serves as the foundation for understanding the Backrooms itself. Without the normalcy of the front rooms, the Backrooms would not feel as unnatural. It is the contrast between the two that makes the Backrooms so terrifying, because once you've entered, returning home is never guaranteed. Expired almond water. Almond water is one of the most well-known resources in the Backrooms. Often described as a hydrating and mildly sweet liquid with supposed healing properties. It is a staple for wanderers, providing sustenance and even protection against certain entities. However, less is known about what happens when almond water expires. Some claim that expired almond water turns bitter and toxic, causing nausea, hallucinations, or even permanent psychological damage. Others believe it undergoes a more unnatural transformation, becoming a corrosive, blackened substance that behaves almost like a living organism. There were even reports that drinking expired almond water can cause a wanderer to desync from reality, making them more vulnerable to no-clipping into deeper and more dangerous levels. The concept of expired almond water exists in the middle of this tier because it plays on the idea that seemingly safe resources in the Backrooms might have hidden dangers. While fresh almond water is often a sign of safety, expired almond water is a reminder that nothing in the Backrooms remains stable forever. Facelings. Facelings are one of the most unsettling and well-documented entities within the Backrooms. They appear human at first glance, but lack defining facial features. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, just smooth, blank skin where their face should be. Despite this, some are capable of speech, while others seem entirely unaware of their surroundings, wandering aimlessly through various levels. Facelings come in different variations, with some being passive and harmless, while others exhibit hostile behavior. Adult facelings typically ignore wanderers unless provoked, while child facelings are often more curious, sometimes even playful. The dangerous ones, however, are best avoided, as their true capabilities remain unknown. Their purpose and origin are a mystery. Some theorize that they are remnants of lost wanderers who have been absorbed into the Backrooms, while others suggest they are simply a naturally occurring part of the environment. Regardless of their nature, facelings serve as a haunting reminder of the Backrooms' uncanny atmosphere, where things seem almost familiar, but are just off enough to be deeply disturbing. Chair no-clips. Chair no-clipping is a strange and unexplained phenomenon within the Backrooms, where seemingly ordinary chairs exhibit the ability to phase through floors, walls, or even reality itself. Wanderers have reported witnessing chairs flickering in and out of existence, vanishing when unobserved, or even reappearing in entirely different levels. Some theories suggest that these chairs act as accidental no-clip points. If a wanderer sits in one of them at the wrong moment, they may suddenly find themselves transported to another level, sometimes even skipping known transitions. Others believe that certain chairs are traps, placed intentionally by unknown forces to lure in unsuspecting wanderers. There are even rumors of entities disguised as chairs, waiting for someone to sit down. The idea of chair no-clips sit deeper within this tier because it highlights an unpredictable and often surreal nature of the Backrooms. It reinforces the idea that even the most mundane objects cannot be trusted, adding another layer of paranoia to an already unsettling environment. Abandoned bases. Scattered throughout the Backrooms, abandoned bases stand as eerie remnants of past explorers who attempted to establish a foothold in this endless labyrinth. These bases were once home to groups of wanderers, research teams, or survivalists who sought refuge from the unpredictable dangers of the Backrooms. However, for reasons unknown, whether due to entity attacks, environmental shifts, or mass disappearances, these settlements were ultimately left behind. The interiors of abandoned bases often tell a cryptic story. Empty supply caches, broken down barricades, hastily written notes, and long-dead radio signals hint at what may have led to their downfall. Some bases still contain valuable resources, though searching them is a risk. Many are now inhabited by hostile entities or left in unstable conditions. The existence of these forsaken outposts raises an unsettling question. What happened to their inhabitants? Were they wiped out, or did they find a way to escape the Backrooms? Whatever the case, abandoned bases serve as a grim monument to those who came before, and a warning to those who remain. Backrooms ambient noises. The backrooms are often described as eerily silent, but for those who have spent enough time wandering its endless halls, know that the silent is never truly absolute. Throughout various levels, strange and unexplainable ambient noises can be heard. Distant mechanical humming, faint whispers that seem just out of comprehension, the occasional flicker of unseen fluorescent lights, or the soft tapping of footsteps that don't belong to you. Some speculate that these noises are simply a byproduct of the backroom's unnatural existence, while others believe they hint at something more sinister. Perhaps the echoes of those who have been lost, or even entities watching just beyond the veil of perception. Some wanderers have reported hearing voices calling their names, the sound of a radio playing, static-filled music, or a low, droning sound that causes an overwhelming sense of unease. These noises may serve as warnings, guiding wanderers away from dangerous areas, or they may be nothing more than the backrooms themselves shifting and reshaping in real time. Regardless of their source, one thing is certain: if you hear something in the backrooms, you are never truly alone. Backrooms Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi in the backrooms is often believed to be the reason why footage, messages, and logs from lost wanderers manage to reach the internet. Despite the seemingly endless, abandoned nature of the backrooms, reports suggest the presence of unstable yet persistent wireless signals scattered throughout different levels. These signals are weak and inconsistent, often resulting in corrupted transmissions, distorted audio, or fragmented text logs, adding to the eerie, dreamlike quality of the content that surfaces. Some theorize that the Wi-Fi is a remnant of human influence, possibly left behind by previous explorers or organizations that often attempted to study the backrooms. Others believe it is an anomaly of the space itself, an inexplicable force that allows brief communication, but never a way out. The erratic nature of these signals has fueled speculation that they are not random, but rather controlled, perhaps by an unseen entity or the backroom's own shifting reality. Regardless of its origin, Backrooms Wi-Fi has become an unsettling concept tied to the idea that those trapped within might still be reaching out, their messages flickering into existence before being lost again. It serves as both a lifeline and a cruel reminder that escape may not be as simple as sending a signal. Places worse than the backrooms. While the backrooms itself is an unsettling, seemingly inescapable nightmare of endless corridors, desolate landscapes, and lurking entities, some theorists speculate that there exist locations even more terrifying. These places are often described as voids beyond comprehension, realities where logic completely breaks down, or dimensions so hostile that survival is impossible. One such theory suggests that certain negative or undocumented levels of the backrooms are far worse than what is commonly known. These could include realms where time does not function, landscapes that actively dissolve anything that enters, or zones inhabited by entities far beyond the usual horrors encountered. Some claim that places like the Void, the Red Rooms, or the Static Zone represent complete existential erasure, where those who enter are not only lost, but permanently erased from all memory and existence. Another theory ties into the idea that no clipping too far or in the wrong way can send a person beyond even the backrooms, into a space that is nothingness itself. Unlike the backrooms, which at least offers some chance of navigation and survival, these worst places are theorized to be pure oblivion, where wanderers experience an endless, conscious state of isolation or are swallowed by an ever-consuming darkness. Whether these places truly exist or are just cautionary tales meant to dissuade wanderers from reckless exploration is unknown. But in a reality as strange and unpredictable as the backrooms, it's entirely possible that some doors should never be opened.
Level 890, designated as Overprotection, is a sub-level of the Backrooms, conceptualized by user Aster Argyle. This level is characterized by an abandoned amusement park setting, offering a unique and eerie environment for explorers. Overprotection features a deserted amusement park with remnants of rides and attractions that hint at its former vibrancy. The area is notably devoid of human presence, creating an unsettling atmosphere. The environment is further distinguished by the presence of a unique entity, which adds an element of unpredictability and danger to the locale. The defining feature of level 890 is the unique entity that inhabits the amusement park. While specific details about its nature and behavior are limited, it is understood to be a significant aspect of the level's lore, contributing to its mystique and the challenges faced by explorers. The concept of level 890 was introduced by Aster Argyle in a forum post on June 30th, 2023. Since its introduction, the level has undergone community feedback and revisions, with discussions aimed at refining its characteristics and integrating it into the broader Backrooms narrative. Achromatopsia.avi is a mysterious video file associated with level Achromatopsia. The footage is grainy, black and white, and heavily corrupted, depicting an eerie, desolate environment. It is rumored to cause hallucinations, nausea, and an overwhelming sense of disorientation. Some viewers report hearing distorted whispers or experiencing vivid glimpses of the Backrooms in their waking life. There are even claims that prolonged exposure to the video may forcibly no-clip the viewer into level Achromatopsia itself. The origins of Achromatopsia.avi remain unknown. Some believe it is a leaked transmission from the Backrooms, while others think it was artificially created as a failed experiment. Whatever the case, it is widely regarded as dangerous, with many warning against ever watching it. The thing on level 7 is a massive, unidentified sea creature that inhabits the level's vast, dark waters. Its full size is unknown, as no one has seen its head or tail, but disturbances in the water suggest it moves through the abyss. Rare instances of complete stillness hint that level 7 itself may not be infinite. The thing's body is highly irregular, with misplaced fins, gills, and overlapping organs, likely distorted by the level's extreme gravitational anomalies. Some speculate that intersecting currents in the depths could serve as potential exits, propelling wanderers to other levels. Despite its terrifying presence, the thing's flesh is a viable food source. However, it contains dormant parasites that activate when heated, making raw consumption the safest, if unpleasant, option. Its exact nature remains a mystery, but its existence raises questions about the true structure of level 7. The concept of missing levels suggests that some part of the Backrooms have either disappeared, been erased, or are deliberately hidden. Unlike negative levels or sub-levels, these locations were once documented, but have since vanished without a trace, leaving behind only fragmented records and corrupted data. Some wanderers claim to have visited levels that no longer exist, recalling strange landscapes, unfamiliar structures, or entire ecosystems never mentioned in official archives. Others suggest that certain levels are intentionally hidden, either by an unknown force within the backrooms, or by other explorers who wish to keep them secret for their own reasons. A more unsettling theory is that missing levels are not gone, but shifted, phased into an inaccessible state, either decaying into nothingness or becoming something completely unrecognizable. If true, this would suggest that the backrooms are not a static structure, but a constantly evolving entity, capable of erasing or rewriting entire sections of itself at will. The identity of the first person to ever no-clip into the backrooms is a subject of endless debate. Some believe it was a complete accident, an unlucky individual who fell into the backrooms long before anyone knew of its existence. Others speculate that this person was a scientist, an experimenter, or even an explorer who discovered the backrooms through deliberate testing of reality's limits. There are legends that this individual is still alive, wandering endlessly through the levels, having spent decades trying to find a way back. Some claim to have seen glimpses of them, an old, ragged figure moving silently through the halls of Level 0, or a voice calling out for help in an unidentifiable accent. More supernatural theories suggest the first person to enter never truly left, but instead became something else. An entity, a guardian, or a presence fused with the very fabric of the backrooms itself. Throughout the backrooms, various groups and individuals have attempted to establish settlements in an effort to survive. These assorted camps vary widely in structure and stability. Some are well-organized communities with functioning trade systems, while others are abandoned remnants of failed colonies. Some of the more well-known camps include: Level 1 is characterized by dimly lit hallways with a constant hum from malfunctioning fluorescent lights. Scattered throughout this level are numerous small camps, typically abandoned due to years of neglect. These camps often display faded logos and are sparsely furnished. While some camps are private property and may be hostile, others are unoccupied and can offer shelter to wanderers. Level 4 resembles a vast and temporary office building with seemingly endless floors. The interior is characterized by sterile white walls and cheap carpeting. Many camps are found in various areas of Level 4. These camps are easy to encounter and are mostly abandoned. While some may be private property and potentially hostile, others are unoccupied and can provide shelter. Level 20 is a vast warehouse-like environment filled with machinery from various eras, all functioning despite their condition. Small assorted camps are scattered throughout this level. These camps are generally friendly and open to trade, though many are abandoned. The sticky, oil-like substance coating the floors adds a unique challenge to navigating this level. While these camps provide temporary safety, they are far from permanent solutions. The ever-changing nature of the backrooms, along with the constant threat of entities, makes long-term habitation nearly impossible. Level 2 marks a crucial turning point for those who wander the backrooms. Up until this point, the levels are relatively stable, with Level 0's monotonous hallways and Level 1's storage room-like structures offering some semblance of familiarity. However, moving past Level 2 leads to a drastic shift in both danger and unpredictability. Beyond this point, levels become more chaotic, less structured, more surreal, and significantly more hazardous. Entities become more aggressive, environmental hazards increase, and reliable exits become harder to find. Wanderers who move past level 2 rarely return, leading many to believe that beyond this threshold, the backrooms stop resembling anything close to a physical space, and instead become something far more abstract. Some believe that going beyond level 2 means fully committing to the backrooms, losing any chance of returning to reality. Others insist that those who survive these deeper levels may uncover secrets that the surface levels obscure. But for most, crossing this boundary is a decision that comes with permanent consequences. Negative levels are a bizarre, theoretical subset of the backrooms that defy conventional level logic. Unlike numbered levels, which progress numerically, negative levels exist in an undefined paradoxical space. They are described as even more unstable than the main levels, often featuring physics-defying environments, nonsensical geometry, and incomprehensible hazards. Some believe that negative levels are corrupted versions of existing levels, places that have degraded over time, or broken down into chaotic, impossible landscapes. Others theorize that these levels exist outside of the known backroom structure, perhaps as dead zones, failed simulations, or spaces where reality has completely collapsed. Despite their supposed existence, there are few reliable accounts of negative levels. Some wanderers claim to have glimpsed them through darker walls in level 0, while others report being pulled into them temporarily before being forcefully ejected. Whether these levels truly exist or are merely hallucinations brought on by the backroom's unnatural nature remains uncertain. While wanderers often assume they are alone in the endless halls and void-like spaces of the backroom, the truth is far more unsettling. The true population of the backrooms is an unknown and ever-changing number, consisting not only of lost travelers, but also entities, former humans, and perhaps even things beyond comprehension. Many who enter the backrooms are never seen again, whether they succumb to the dangers of certain levels, fall victim to entities, or become something else entirely. Some theorize that prolonged exposure to the backrooms alters a person, breaking them down until they are no longer recognizable as human. There are even rumors of wanderers who have become entities, their minds eroded by the surreal and unforgiving environment. Beyond this, there are whispered accounts of civilizations hidden deep within the backrooms. Entire cities or settlements made up of those who have accepted their fate and adapted to life within the endless halls. Some claim that these hidden societies possess knowledge about the backrooms that others do not, holding secrets that could explain its true nature. But with every theory comes a more unsettling question. If there is a true population in the backrooms, then what happens to those who are counted among them? Is escape ever truly possible? Or does the backrooms eventually claim everyone who enters? Mr. Ferrante is a YouTuber known for his content on the backrooms and related internet horror topics. His work has played a significant role in shaping modern interpretations of the Backrooms, influencing theories, level designs, and community discussions. His presence on the iceberg likely refers to the impact he has had on the mythos, with some fans speculating that his ideas or videos may have introduced concepts that later became accepted as canon within certain Backrooms communities. Others suggest that he has uncovered obscure or lesser-known Backrooms lore, bringing attention to theories that may have otherwise gone unnoticed. Regardless of the reason for his inclusion, Mr. Ferrante's work continues to contribute to the evolving nature of the Backrooms, blending analysis, storytelling, and internet horror into his content. Level 0, commonly referred to as the lobby, is characterized by its monotonous yellow wallpaper, damp carpeting, and the incessant hum of fluorescent lights. It presents as a seemingly infinite, non-linear space resembling the backrooms of a retail outlet. While the level is known for its repetitive and uniform appearance, some reports suggest the existence of an edge where the environment becomes unstable. These accounts describe phenomena such as flickering walls, distorted architecture, and sudden transitions to other levels or voids. However, concrete evidence supporting these claims is scarce, and such occurrences remain largely anecdotal within the Backrooms community. It's important to note that the Backrooms are a collaborative fiction project, and details about specific levels, including level 0, can vary between different interpretations and sources. Entities within the Backrooms come in many forms, ranging from passive wanderers to highly aggressive predators. While many are seen as near invincible, there have been scattered reports of certain weaknesses that can be exploited for survival. Some theories suggest that specific entities react negatively to extreme heat, bright lights, or certain sounds. Others believe that some entities can be tricked by illusions, or by mimicking behaviors they do not perceive as threats. However, these weaknesses are inconsistently documented, leading many to question their reliability. One of the most widely discussed entity weaknesses is the effect of light. Several accounts claim that entities such as smilers or skin stealers tend to avoid well-lit areas, preferring the cover of darkness. This has led to speculation that powerful light sources, such as industrial floodlights, could act as a deterrent. However, it is unclear whether this applies to all entities or just specific ones. Similarly, audio-based deterrents, such as high-frequency sounds, can allegedly cause distress or confusion among certain creatures or entities. The difficulty in proving entity weaknesses lies in the unpredictable nature of the backroom. What works in one encounter may fail in another, leading some to suspect that entity behaviors are not static, but change depending on the level or external conditions. The Backrooms Entity Database provides classifications and descriptions for known entities, but weaknesses are rarely confirmed and are often based on second-hand reports or speculation. This lack of concrete information has led some to believe that entity weaknesses may be nothing more than rumors spread by desperate wanderers seeking hope in an otherwise hostile environment. Despite this uncertainty, experienced wanderers continue to document potential weaknesses in the hopes of identifying reliable survival strategies. Whether these methods are truly effective or simply psychological reassurance remains up for debate. Until more concrete evidence surfaces, the best approach remains the simplest: avoidance whenever possible. The concept of unused models in the backrooms stems from theories that the environment behaves like a corrupted simulation, where remnants of unfinished or discarded structures occasionally appear. These models can take many forms: objects that seem out of place, rooms that serve no purpose, or even entities that do not conform to known classifications. Some wanderers report encountering doorways that lead nowhere, furniture frozen mid-motion, or landscapes that appear half-rendered, suggesting they were never fully integrated into the backroom structure. One particularly disturbing theory suggests that these unused models may be failed attempts at creating new levels or entities, discarded before they were fully functional. Some accounts describe humanoid figures stuck in looping animations, objects flickering in and out of existence, or even entire areas that feel incomplete, as if the world itself abandoned them. This has led some to speculate that the backrooms is not just a static dimension, but an evolving construct, with elements being created and removed in real time. However, no concrete evidence supports these claims, and some skeptics argue that such anomalies are merely glitches in perception, rather than actual flaws in the backroom's design. While the idea of unused models is largely theoretical, the notion ties into the broader simulation hypothesis often discussed in backrooms lore. If the backrooms operate on a set of rules akin to a computer program, then instances of unused assets or unfinished data structures would be expected. However, without definitive proof, these claims remain speculative. Reports of unused models are largely anecdotal, and some believe they are simply hallucinations caused by prolonged exposure to the backroom's unnatural environments. Regardless of their true nature, unused models add to the eerie atmosphere of the backrooms, reinforcing the sense that something about this space is inherently unstable. Whether they are remnants of past iterations, glimpses into a changing reality, or just figments of imagination, they serve as yet another mystery in an already enigmatic world. The grave is a mysterious and chilling location deep within the backrooms, often rumored to be the final resting place for lost wanderers and entities alike. It is said to be a desolate landscape, mostly resembling terrestrial terrain with hills, rivers, and occasional plant life, though its exact makeup remains unknown. The atmosphere is one of finality, with eerie silence and an overwhelming sense of doom. The grave features large, unexplained structures, including immense tombs and city-sized complexes, housing corpses in varying states of decay. Some of these remains appear to be humanoid, but many belong to beings that defy conventional understanding. The entire environment feels like a place where time and death converge, with reality itself seeming to fracture the deeper one ventures. Unlike typical levels, the grave has a distinctive celestial feature. It sky is lit not by a sun, but by a bizarre array of moons or non-plasmic objects emitting light at different frequencies, creating a near-white illumination. This celestial display is accompanied by an erratic starry sky that changes at impossible speeds, further distorting the perception of time within the grave. The level follows a day-night cycle of approximately 36 hours, far longer than Earth's 24-hour cycle, which adds to the otherworldly nature of the place. This irregularity contributes to the unsettling atmosphere, where time seems to bend and warp, in a place that feels removed from conventional reality. The grave also contains several haunting monuments and structures associated with death and burial. Among the most notable is a vast, city-sized complex of gray buildings filled with mortuary shelves that are said to house over 10 million corpses. Strangely, all the human bodies found here are headless and dressed in regal attire, with crowns placed upon their chests. Other structures within the grave include a giant sword embedded in the ground at the center of a crater, which is marked by mysterious inscriptions once every 9 years. A colossal moving machine resembling a massive cathedral on tracks roams the landscape, emitting hymns sung by thousands of unknown voices. These elements point to a greater, incomprehensible purpose behind the grave, as though it exists outside of the natural order. The fate of those who wander too deeply into the grave remains a grim mystery. Those sent into the area have never been seen again. The initial sightings of sacrifices lasting only moments before they vanish. The only known way to interface with the grave is through high-intensity via cruento astral projection, but the risks associated with this process make it rare. No one confirmed to have entered the grave has ever returned, and no communication has been received from beyond its eerie domain. Some speculate that the grave is the ultimate fate for those who lose themselves in the backroom, a place where even the physical body decays into nothingness, leaving behind only the remnants of a forgotten existence. The backrooms exist outside of conventional reality, yet certain levels display bizarre weather patterns that defy explanation. Wanderers have reported everything from indoor snowfall to thunderstorms with no visible clouds. Some levels remain in a constant state of heavy rain, while others experience sudden and inexplicable temperature shifts. These phenomena suggest that the backrooms are not bound by normal atmospheric rules, leading some to believe they are part of a fractured, unstable dimension. The true location of the backrooms remains one of its greatest mysteries. Theories range from it being a parallel dimension to an abandoned construct left behind by an unknown force. Some speculate that it is an unfinished simulation, while others believe it is a purgatory-like space between realities. The lack of a consistent structure across levels makes pinpointing a single location difficult, as many levels seem to contradict one another in size, scale, and environmental logic. Some explorers even claim that certain levels overlap or change based on the observer, further complicating the mystery. There is no definitive source that explains where the backrooms truly are, as its origins remain speculative. However, discussions and theories about its location appear in Backrooms wikis and community forums. Some interpretations treat the Backrooms as a glitch in reality, a place that exists in the gaps between perception and existence. Without concrete evidence, the question of where or what the Backrooms are remains unanswered. Despite the lack of definitive answers, the unpredictable weather and its ambiguous location add to the unnerving nature of the Backrooms. Whether it is an artificial construct, fragmented reality, or something beyond human understanding, one thing remains certain. Those who enter may never truly know where they have gone.
Do items despawn in the Backrooms? The concept of items despawning in the Backrooms is a debated phenomenon that ties into the broader question of whether the Backrooms operate under consistent physical laws. Some theorists believe that objects left unattended for too long will eventually vanish, as if the environment itself is rejecting anything foreign to it. Others suggest that this effect is localized to certain levels, particularly those with unstable or shifting properties, where reality is in a constant state of flux. A widely discussed theory is that the Backrooms function like a dreamscape, where objects are only sustained by the observer's presence or attention. If an item is left behind, it may simply cease to exist, as though it was never there in the first place. Some wanderers have reported placing objects in specific locations, only to return later and find them missing, even in levels that appear structurally stable. This has led to speculation that the Backrooms possess an intrinsic reset function, periodically erasing foreign elements to maintain their eerie, liminal state. Conversely, some believe that items do not despawn in the traditional sense, but are instead relocated or absorbed by the Backrooms in ways not yet understood. There are accounts of lost supplies reappearing in unexpected places or merging with the architecture itself, as if the environment is reclaiming anything that does not belong. This idea supports the notion that the Backrooms are not just a static location, but an evolving entity, one that selectively manipulates objects and perhaps even people within its confines. Whether items truly despawn or are merely displaced, the uncertainty surrounding this phenomenon adds to the unsettling nature of the Backrooms. Wanderers must remain cautious, as there is no guarantee that anything left behind will remain where it was placed. Some believe that marking areas with persistent objects can provide a sense of stability, but in a reality as unpredictable as the Backrooms, permanence is never assured. There are 3 level zeros. The Backrooms level 0, commonly known as the lobby, is traditionally depicted as an expansive, monotonous maze of yellow wallpapered rooms, damp carpeting, and the incessant hum of fluorescent lighting. However, some accounts suggest the existence of multiple versions or interpretations of level 0, leading to the notion that there are 3 distinct level 0s within the Backrooms. One interpretation posits that level 0 has numerous sub-levels or variants, each with unique characteristics. For instance, the Backrooms freewriting wiki lists several sub-levels such as level 0.1, 0.2, and 0.8, among others. These sublevels may present altered environments, challenges, or entities, contributing to the idea of multiple level 0 experiences. Another perspective suggests that different narratives or canons within the Backrooms mythos have led to the creation of varying descriptions of level 0. Different communities and wikis may depict level 0 with slight differences in appearance, structure, or properties, effectively resulting in multiple versions of level 0 across various interpretations. Additionally, some theories propose that level 0 itself is a dynamic, ever-changing space that can manifest in multiple forms depending on the wanderer's perception or actions. This fluidity could give rise to the experience of encountering different versions of Level 0, reinforcing the belief in the existence of 3 or potentially more distinct Level 0s within the Backrooms. Entities are fake. The theory that entities are fake within the Backrooms suggests that the myriad creatures reported by wanderers, such as smilers, hounds, and skin stealers, are not autonomous beings, but rather manifestations of the environment or the psyche of those who traverse it. Proponents of this idea argue that the Backrooms themselves possess a form of sentience, generating these entities as reflections of the fears and expectations of individuals. This perspective posits that the entities are not independent organisms, but instead projections or hallucinations induced by the oppressive and surreal nature of the Backrooms. Supporters of this theory point to the inconsistent reports and descriptions of entities across various levels. For instance, while some accounts detail encounters with specific creatures like the humanoids found in Level 1 and Level 4, others describe entirely different beings or none at all in the same areas. The variability suggests that the presence and nature of entities may be subjective experiences rather than encounters with real, tangible creatures. Additionally, the Backrooms are known to exhibit characteristics that blur the line between reality and illusion, further fueling speculation that entities are figments of the mind. Critics of the entities are fake theory argue that dismissing all entities as mere hallucinations undermines the survival strategies developed by wanderers to navigate the dangers of the Backrooms. They contend that while some encounters may be products of the mind, others are too consistent and widespread across independent accounts to be purely illusionary. These skeptics maintain that at least some entities possess an objective existence, posing real threats to those who encounter them. Ultimately, the debate over the reality of entities in the Backrooms reflects the enigmatic and unpredictable nature of this liminal space. Whether manifestations of a sentient environment, projections of the subconscious, or genuine inhabitants, entities contribute significantly to the persuasive sense of dread and uncertainty that defines the Backrooms experience. Quantum tunneling. In the context of the Backrooms, quantum tunneling refers to a phenomenon akin to no-clipping, enabling individuals or entities to pass through solid objects or barriers, facilitating movement between different levels or areas within the Backrooms. This concept mirrors the quantum mechanical principle, where particles traverse energy barriers they normally could not typically surmount. In the Backrooms, such tunneling is often associated with intentional or accidental transitions between spaces. One notable application of quantum tunneling is observed in Level Fun, a deceptive environment resembling a children's party. Here, the partygoers, hostile entities inhabiting this level, utilize advanced no-clipping techniques, described as quantum tunneling. They do this to create numerous entrances and exits, effectively ambushing unsuspecting wanderers. This ability results in an unpredictable and perilous landscape, as one can inadvertently traverse into Level Fun without prior indication. However, the use of quantum tunneling within the Backrooms is fraught with danger. Failed attempts by entities like the partygoers have led to formation of void patches, areas that drop directly into an endless abyss. These hazardous zones underscore the risks associated with manipulating the fabric of the Backrooms reality. In summary, quantum tunneling within the Backrooms represents a double-edged sword. While it offers potential pathways through the labyrinth levels, it also poses significant risks, contributing to the unpredictable and often perilous nature of this enigmatic realm. Level 12. Level 12, often referred to as Matrix, is the 13th level of the Backrooms. This enigmatic level is characterized by a unique self-censoring effect that distinguishes it from other levels. Any attempts to capture visual recordings or photographs within Level 12 result in either blank white images or a chaotic mix of noise and television static. When such footage is transferred to another device, it transforms into a monochromatic SMPTE test pattern, devoid of any color. This phenomenon extends to associated metadata, including file names, which are also subject to this unexplained censorship. The precise nature and purpose of Level 12 remain shrouded in mystery due to its self-censoring properties. Wanderers who have traversed this level report an overwhelming sense of disorientation and an inability to retain clear memories of their experience. Some accounts suggest that the level consists of an expansive, featureless space, while others describe fleeting glimpses of structures or entities that vanish upon closer inspection. The lack of concrete evidence and the variability of personal accounts contribute to this enigma surrounding Level 12. Despite numerous explorations, no discernible entrances or exits have been reliably documented, making navigation within Level 12 particularly challenging. Some theories pose that the access to this level may occur randomly or through unintended means, such as no clipping from adjacent levels like Level 11 or 13. However, these hypotheses remain speculative, as the unpredictable nature of Level 12 complicates efforts to establish consistent traversal methods. The anomalous characteristics of Level 12 have led to various interpretations among Backrooms researchers and wanderers. Some speculate that the level serves as a transitional space or a buffer zone between more stable levels. Others suggest that the self-censoring effect is a defensive mechanism designed to obscure sensitive information or to protect the integrity of the backroom structure. Regardless of its intended function, Level 12 remains one of the most perplexing and least understood areas within the backrooms, posing significant challenges for those who seek to unravel the mysteries. Joke levels aren't actually jokes. The concept of joke levels in the backrooms is misleading, as many of these seemingly humorous or nonsensical entries have deeper significance within the mythos. While they may initially appear as satire or parody, joke levels often introduce unique mechanics, unexplored anomalies, or hidden lore that expands the backrooms universe in unexpected ways. What differentiates them from traditional levels is their unconventional presentation, often employing absurd or surreal elements that challenge the typical understanding of backroom spaces. Several joke levels have, over time, been reinterpreted as legitimate locations within the backrooms. For example, Level 404, originally thought to be a play on internet error messages, has been analyzed for its anomalous behavior, which suggests as unstable, broken reality rather than just a lighthearted reference. Similarly, levels such as Level 9223372036854775807, a reference to an integer overflow, might seem like a joke, but reflects the existential horror of infinite loops and incomprehensible vastness within the backrooms. Many joke levels also serve as vehicles for exploring more abstract fears within the backrooms. Humor and horror frequently overlap, and levels that appear comedic at first glance often contain unsettling subtext. Some levels even introduce concepts later integrated into more serious levels, showing that their existence contributes to the greater mythos. The line between joke and non-joke is blurred, reinforcing the idea that nothing in the backrooms should be taken at face value. Ultimately, joke levels demonstrate the adaptability of the backrooms as a collaborative storytelling project. They provide a space for creativity and experimentation while still fitting within the overarching themes of isolation, mystery, and horror. Dismissing them purely as jokes overlooks their narrative potential and their role in shaping the evolving mythos of the backrooms. The Entity of 696. The Entity of 696 is a mysterious presence within Level 696 of the backrooms. Speculated to be the force behind the creation of the level's infinite rooms and its numerous remakes of existing backrooms levels. It is believed to reside primarily within the B floors of Level 696, which function as distorted replications of known levels. Despite the vast influence it appears to have over the structure of the level, the entity remains largely unseen, with no confirmed physical description. Wanderers who have spent extended time in Level 696 report feeling as though the environment is constantly shifting, reinforcing the idea that the entity is continuously at work, modifying and refining the level's layout. Unlike many other powerful entities within the backrooms, the Entity of 696 appears to be entirely passive. It does not engage with wanderers directly, nor does it exhibit any signs of hostility. This has led to speculation about its true purpose. Some theories suggest it's been attempting to improve or perfect the levels it creates, while others believe it is merely following an unknown set of directives. Regardless of intent, its presence makes Level 696 one of the more disorienting and unpredictable locations in the backrooms. The entity's actions cause constant shifts in architecture, with rooms expanding, contracting, or even vanishing entirely as new versions are generated. The nature of the remade levels within 696 remain a subject of debate. Some wanderers claim that these replications contain subtle differences from their originals, hinting at an intentional modification process rather than simple duplication. Others speculate that level 696 serves as a kind of testbed for new versions of existing levels, with the entity of 696 functioning as the architect overseeing their development. While its motives remain unknown, the entity's control over the level's structure suggests it possesses a unique and formidable power, making level 696 a fascinating yet treacherous place to explore. The language of the whispers in level 0. In level 0 of the Backrooms, wanderers frequently report experiencing hallucinations, one of the most notable being the perception of human-like speech in an unknown and indiscernible language. These auditory hallucinations contribute significantly to the unsettling atmosphere at level 0, often inducing feelings of paranoia and disorientation among those traversing its monotonous yellow-hued corridors. The origin of these whispers remains a mystery, as no entities are known to inhabit level 0. Some theories suggest that these sounds may be manifestations of the mind, amplified by the isolation and sensory deprivation characteristic of this level. Others propose that the whispers could be residual echoes from the other wanderers or even imprints of past events within the Backrooms. Regardless of their source, these auditory hallucinations are a common experience for many who find themselves in level 0. Backrooms Universal Point. The hub is a significant level within the Backrooms, serving as a nexus that connects to numerous other levels. It manifests as a vast subterranean complex composed of an infinite network of dimly lit tunnels. The flooring resembles a dry asphalt road marked with yellow lines, while the walls are constructed of large concrete slabs. Illumination is provided by industrial lights lining the walls, casting an orange-yellow hue throughout the tunnels. The tunnels twist and turn in various directions, creating a labyrinth and disorienting layout. Scattered throughout the hub are steel doors, each leading to different levels within the Backrooms. These doors are not fixed in position, they appear at inconsistent and ever-changing locations, making navigation challenging. The level is generally considered safe, with no known entities residing within it. This offers wanderers a respite from the other dangers commonly encountered in other levels. Accessing the hub can occur through various means, often depending on the level from which a wanderer originates. Due to its role as a central transit point, many seek out the hub to facilitate movement between levels or to find a temporary safe haven during their exploration of the Backrooms. Acromatopsia is connected to periwinkle sands. In the Backrooms mythos, level 272, known as level Achromatopsia, is characterized by its monochromatic environment, devoid of color. This level induces hallucinations in wanderers, including visions of people that can lead to extreme mania. These hallucinations multiply when out of sight and produce unsettling noises, making level 272 particularly hazardous. Level 628, often referred to as the Island, features periwinkle-colored sand across 3 distinct sectors: the desert, the ocean, and the island itself. This periwinkle sand affects the flora and fauna, causing them to exhibit vibrant, unusual colors, such as deep purple glowing bushes and colored-toned corals. The connection between level Achromatopsia and the periwinkle sands of level 628 is not explicitly detailed in current Backrooms documentation. However, the stark contrast between the colorless world of level 272 and the vividly hued environment of level 628 suggests a thematic link, highlighting the diverse and often surreal nature of the Backrooms' various levels. Further exploration and documentation may reveal more about the relationship between these two enigmatic levels. GPS in the Backrooms. In the Backrooms, traditional navigation tools like GPS devices and compasses are ineffective due to the anomalous and non-Euclidean nature of the environment. For instance, in level 0, the ever-changing layout causes GPS locators and compasses to malfunction, and radio communications become distorted and unreliable. To address these challenges, the Major Exploration Group, MEG, developed the Major Navigation System, MajorNav. The system provides a structured method for traversing the backrooms by detailing specific distances and directional changes required to reach a destination. A typical MajorNav instruction might read, "This indicates a 200-meter straight path, an 80-degree left turn, followed by a 50-meter straight path." Building upon MajorNav, the Liminal Positioning System, LPS, was introduced as an advanced navigation aid. Similar to GPS in the front rooms, LPS devices utilize anomalous computational chips to determine a user's location within the backrooms. These devices connect to the Backrooms navigational website on BACnet, a collaborative platform maintained by the MEG, the architects, and the database. Unlike traditional GPS coordinates, LPS coordinates are manually assigned to specific points along known routes, allowing users to input a coordinate and receive guidance to their desired destination. However, in levels with frequent spatial shifts, even the LPS may struggle to provide accurate navigation. While these systems offer structured methods for navigation, the unpredicted nature of the backrooms means that wanderers must remain vigilant and adaptable. Traditional navigation tools are unreliable, and even with advanced systems like LPS, challenges persist in areas prone to spatial instability. Therefore, explorers are advised to use these tools as guides rather than definitive solutions, and to always be prepared for unexpected changes in their environment. Infinite wave theory. The infinite wave theory suggests that the universe, and by extension the backrooms, expands faster than the speed of light. This concept originates from cosmological theories proposed that space itself can stretch beyond the limitations of physical velocity, making certain regions of the universe forever unreachable. Applied to the backrooms, this theory implies that the structure is in a constant state of expansion, growing at an incomprehensible rate beyond the ability of any wanderer to fully explore or understand. If true, this would mean that the new levels, entities, and phenomena are continuously forming in real time, making the backrooms an ever-evolving and endless domain. Some believe this explains why levels can appear inconsistently or shift in ways that defy logic, rather than being static locations. They may be a part of an ever-expanding system where new spaces are constantly generated. This also raises the possibility that areas of the backrooms may become permanently inaccessible, as the rate of expansion could push them beyond the reach of any known entrance or method of traversal. The implications of the infinite wave theory suggest that the backrooms may not be a finite constructed space, but an organic, universe-like entity governed by its own cosmic scale physics. Some theorists speculate that if the backrooms are expanding faster than light, then entire sections of it might be unreachable forever, containing knowledge, entities, or even civilizations that no wanderer will ever encounter. However, due to the chaotic and unobservable nature of the backrooms, this theory remains speculative, with no concrete evidence to prove or disprove its validity. Fake levels. Fake levels are rare and highly dangerous anomalies within the backrooms, consisting of deceptive spaces that function as inescapable traps. These rooms can appear within almost any level, with the notable exceptions of level 0, 1, 6, and presumably any level divisible by 3 beyond 6, such as 9, 12, 15, so on. While their appearance is unpredictable, those who unknowingly enter a fake level and remain inside for too long find themselves permanently trapped, with no known method of escape. These levels mimic the surrounding environment so seamlessly that they are nearly impossible to distinguish from ordinary rooms at first glance. However, wanderers who stay within them report an increasing sense of unease, as if reality itself is subtly breaking down around them. Attempts to leave often lead back to the same place, and known exits mysteriously vanish. Communication devices cease to function, and any markings left behind to retrace one's steps will either disappear or reappear in misleading locations, further disorienting those inside. Some theories suggest that fake levels exist as dead ends within the backrooms, potentially forming as a result of incomplete or corrupted generation. Others believe they serve a more sinister purpose, acting as intentional traps designed to ensnare wanderers. Whether these anomalies are naturally occurring or artificially created remains unknown, but their existence has been recorded in various survival accounts. Due to the high risk of entrapment, wanderers are advised to be cautious when exploring unfamiliar rooms, and to remain aware of subtle environment inconsistencies that might indicate the presence of a fake level. Death leads to the backrooms. The theory that death leads to the backrooms suggests that instead of traditional concepts of the afterlife, individuals who die in the real world, or in certain circumstances within the backrooms, end up trapped in its endless, shifting halls. This idea aligns with the notion that the backrooms exist as a sort of liminal purgatory, a place between life and death, where those who pass away find themselves wandering indefinitely. This theory is often tied to reports from survivors who claim to have no-clipped into the backrooms at the moment of a near-death experience, only to awaken in its halls instead of returning to reality. Some accounts even describe individuals appearing in the backrooms with injuries consistent with fatal accidents, suggesting they were transported there the moment of their demise. However, this raises the question of whether death in the backrooms leads to another layer of existence or if it simply results in total oblivion. A few wanderers have proposed that this phenomenon could explain why certain levels contain ghostly entities, lost souls, or echoes of past travelers. If true, it would imply that the backroom serves as a kind of afterlife, or worse, an eternal prison for those unlucky enough to end up within its halls. However, no evidence exists, and the theory remains one of the more unsettling mysteries surrounding the nature of the backrooms. Levels edited by partygoers. The theory that certain levels are edited by partygoers suggests that these entities have the ability to alter or reshape specific areas of the backrooms to fit their own twisted purposes. Partygoers, known for their unsettling obsession with fun and their hostile nature, are believed to modify environments to lure in unsuspecting wanderers. These altercations often include unnaturally bright colors, scattered party decorations, and rooms filled with balloons, confetti, or eerie music that plays without a clear source. Some speculate that these edited levels act as hunting grounds, where the partygoers create an inviting yet artificial atmosphere to deceive wanderers into lowering their guard. Survivors who have encountered these altered spaces report that walls, furniture, and even entire rooms appear to have been corrupted into something more fitting for the partygoers' festivities. In some cases, food and drinks resembling party snacks are found, but consuming them often leads to unknown and likely fatal consequences. While it remains unclear how the partygoers manipulate their surroundings, some theorists believe they may be capable of physically altering reality within certain limits. Others suggest that these changes are not direct modifications, but rather a form of perception-based illusion, making wanderers see what the partygoers want them to see. Regardless of the method, these altered levels reinforce the terrifying notion that the backrooms is not a static space. It is constantly shifting, sometimes under the influence of its most dangerous inhabitants. Liminal Archives. The Liminal Archives is a decentralized organization dedicated to the study, exploration, and documentation of liminal spaces. It serves as a vast repository of knowledge on liminality, operating through archivist terminals, devices that connect to a non-physical network known as the database. This network has existed far beyond human comprehension, accumulating vast amounts of information from unknown sources across reality. The archives are specifically maintained by a diverse group of contributors, including scholars, researchers, adventurers, and spiritual seekers, all working to uncover the mysteries of liminal spaces. The contributors to the Liminal Archive fall into the four primary categories. Volumists, who act as scholars, ensure accuracy and consistency in documentation. Visionists, who take a scientific approach to study liminality as a physical phenomenon. Venturers, who explore and document newly discovered liminal spaces. And vanguards, who seek spiritual and physical understanding through their interactions with liminality. Each group plays a crucial role in maintaining and expanding the archives, offering different perspectives on the nature of these elusive spaces. Despite its wealth of knowledge, the liminal archives remain largely unknown to the general public, as liminality itself is often dismissed as pseudoscience or conspiracy. Governments and mainstream institutions typically disregard its study, leaving the work to those deeply invested in uncovering the truth. Whether seen as a tool for understanding reality, a guide for lost wanderers, or a philosophical exploration of existence, the liminal archives continue to be a cornerstone for those who seek to document and understand the ever-shifting nature of liminal space. Links to unwritten levels. Links to unwritten levels could refer to actual web links within the Backrooms' various documentation sites, such as the Backrooms Wikidot or Liminal Archives, that lead to non-existent, deleted, or yet to be created level pages. These links may be remnants of scrapped ideas, placeholders, or intentional mysteries meant to spark discussion among readers. Cryptids are escaped entities. The theory that cryptids are escaped entities suggests that many creatures reported in the real world, such as the Mothman, the Jersey Devil, or Skinwalkers, are actually entities that have managed to escape from the Backrooms into our reality. This idea implies that the boundary between the Backrooms and the real world is not entirely secure, and under rare circumstances, entities can no-clip out of their dimension just as humans can no-clip into it. Supporters of this theory point to the often strange and liminal nature of cryptid sightings, occurring in isolated or in-between spaces like forests, abandoned areas, or long stretches of highway at night. These locations resemble the eerie transitional zones common in the Backrooms, making them a plausible exit point for escaping entities. Furthermore, some cryptids exhibit traits similar to those known in the Backrooms, such as unnerving humanoid forms, unnatural movement patterns, or the ability to disappear without explanation. If true, this theory raises significant questions about the relationship between the Backrooms and our reality. It suggests that there may be more interactions between these dimensions than previously thought, and that cryptid encounters could be a glimpse of the Backrooms bleeding into our world. Whether these creatures remain lost in our dimension or find ways to return is unknown, but their presence may serve as a chilling reminder that the Backrooms are never truly far away. Level Achromatopsia. Level Achromatopsia is a mysterious and surreal location within the Backrooms, defined by its complete absence of color. Unlike most levels, which have some degree of visual variety, everything in level Achromatopsia appears in shades of black, white, and gray, as though reality itself has been drained of color. This effect extends not only to the environment, but also to anything that enters the level. Travelers report that even their own clothing and skin take on a monochrome appearance while inside. The level is described as an endless landscape of featureless structures, fog-covered plains, and dimly lit hallways, giving it an unsettling, dreamlike atmosphere. Light sources exist but appear muted, with no true brightness or contrast, making it difficult to discern depth or distance. Sounds in this level are also affected, with many reporting that noises feel flattened or distant, as if reality itself has been dulled. This eerie stillness contributes to the feeling of being trapped in a liminal in-between state. While there are no widely documented hostile entities within level Achromatopsia, some explorers claim to have encountered shadow-like figures that blend seamlessly into the grayscale surroundings. Whether these figures are actually entities, hallucinations brought on by the environment, or simply tricks of light remains unknown. Theories suggest that this level could be linked to perception itself, possibly altering how the brain processes sensory information. Whatever the case, level Achromatopsia remains one of the most visually and cognitively disorienting locations in the Backrooms. Black holes lead to the Backrooms. The theory that black holes lead to the Backrooms is rooted in the idea that the extreme gravitational forces at the black hole's event horizon may distort space and time in ways that allow for entry into a non-Euclidean or extra-dimensional space. Black holes are known for their ability to stretch, compress, and twist reality itself, and some believe that falling into one could result in no-clipping into the Backrooms rather than outright destruction. This theory suggests that black holes act as gateways to the Backrooms, pulling matter and energy into an unknown space that aligns with the strange, infinite nature of the Backrooms themselves. Since black holes fundamentally alter the structure of space-time, it's hypothesized that they may create entry points where reality folds in on itself, much like how no-clipping occurs under normal circumstances. If true, this would mean that the Backrooms could exist as a hidden dimension within our own universe, accessible through extreme cosmic events. The idea remains speculative, as there is no empirical evidence to support it. However, it draws upon real astrophysical concepts such as wormholes, Einstein-Rosen bridges, and singularities, to explain how one might accidentally transition from our own known universe into the Backrooms. Whether black holes serve as direct passages, destroy and reassemble consciousness into another plane, or are simply part of a broader mythos, the connection between the two adds a cosmic horror element for an already eerie nature of this infinite liminal space. Level Achromatopsia is Shady Gray sequel. Level Achromatopsia, also known as Level 272, is a monochromatic and disorienting level within the Backrooms, characterized by its ever-shifting environments and absence of color. This level shares notable similarities to the Shady Gray, an enigmatic collection of unstable sublevels that also exhibit black and white, glitchy landscapes. Both levels are known for their hazardous and unpredictable nature, leading some to consider level Achromatopsia as a spiritual successor or thematic continuation of the Shady Gray. In level Achromatopsia, explorers experience hallucinations and encounter environments that transform into familiar yet distorted locations from their past, such as childhood homes or schools. These transformations occur abruptly, contributing to the level's instability and the difficulty of navigation. Similarly, the Shady Gray consists of multiple sublevels, each with its own set of dangers and surreal grayscale environments. For instance, level 0 within the Shady Gray is a jungle-like area with a sudden day-night cycle, where nighttime brings about extreme peril due to the appearance of unseen entities. Both levels challenge the perception and sanity of those who enter, with reports of hallucinations and psychological distress being common. The thematic and environmental parallels between level Achromatopsia and the Shady Gray suggest a conceptual link, leading to the interpretation of level Achromatopsia as a sequel or extension of the eerie and perilous experiences found within the Shady Gray. Entrance to the End in level 10. The idea of an entrance to the end within level 10 suggests that this supposedly conclusive space of the Backrooms can be accessed directly from one of the most open and deceptive levels. Level 10, known as the Infinite Farmlands, is a vast, seemingly peaceful environment filled with endless fields of wheat, occasional farmhouses, and winding dirt roads. While this level appears to lack immediate danger, deeper exploration reveals unusual anomalies, and the presence of an entrance to the end aligns with the hidden, often misleading nature of the Backrooms. The end itself is a level that presents as an abandoned library, giving the illusion of escape or finality, but in reality it's a trap and an inescapable void where explorers find themselves stranded in a looping, unsettling environment. The connection between level 10 and the end is not widely documented, but some reports suggest that within the farmlands there exist certain barns or underground cellars that, when entered, do not lead to any ordinary substructure, but instead transition directly to the end. This would make level 10 one of the rare locations where one can unwittingly fall into the end without prior warning. The implications of such an entrance challenge the conventional understanding of both levels. If level 10 indeed houses an entryway to the end, it suggests that the end is less of a final destination and more of a hidden trap interwoven into the structure of the Backrooms. This raises the question of how the end manifests and whether it has more direct links to various levels than previously believed. If true, it would reinforce the idea that even the most scenic locations within the Backrooms may hold pathways to far more ominous fates. The Backrooms are a metaphor. The idea that the Backrooms are a metaphor suggests that this vast, eerie, and seemingly endless liminal space represents something deeper. Perhaps isolation, anxiety, nostalgia, or the fear of the unknown. Many interpretations exist, but at its core, the Backrooms can be seen as a reflection of psychological and existential dread, an embodiment of being lost in an indifferent, uncaring world. One of the most common metaphorical readings is that the Backroom symbolizes the monotony and alienation of modern life. The endless fluorescent lit halls evoke the sterile environments of corporate offices, abandoned shopping malls, or old public buildings. Places that feel both familiar and unnervingly empty. This interpretation aligns with the idea that the backrooms capture a deep-seated discomfort with spaces designed for functionality rather than humanity, reinforcing the feeling of being trapped in a world devoid of meaning. Another perspective ties the backrooms to nostalgia and lost memories. The aesthetic of the backrooms, yellow wallpaper, buzzing lights, damp carpets, reminds many of spaces from their childhood that they can no longer place, creating a feeling of anemoia. In this sense, the backrooms become a metaphor for fragmented memories, dreams, and the hazy recollections of spaces that once felt significant but are now unreachable. Ultimately, the backrooms serve as a flexible metaphor that resonates differently with each person. Whether viewed as an allegory for loneliness, existential uncertainty, or the eerie familiarity of forgotten places, its core appeal lies in the way it taps into subconscious fears and emotions, making the ordinary feel profoundly unsettling.
As we delve deeper, we have come to the understanding that this iceberg will require a second part to properly explore every entry to its fullest. This concludes the first half of the journey. We're only scratching the surface. Part 2 will dive into the deeper layers of the iceberg, entering the dark and mysterious depths the backrooms have to offer. So stay tuned, there's still more to uncover. And as always, thank you for watching.